violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
From overnight, police are investigating a deadly shooting in downtown Atlanta. It happened just before 1 at a hookah bar on Lucky Street across from the Georgia Aquarium. This is new video into our newsroom this morning.
Wow, can't even go to the Georgia Aquarium. And these hookah bars are very dangerous. I know that all these people in the community love the hookah bars and hookah lounges and all this kind of stuff, but a lot of dudes is getting hammers in the hookah lounges for real, because it's more chill. They don't treat it like a club or a bar. They're not really patting you down like that. So it's easy to get a toolie in there, and it's happening.
Police say a security guard was shot and later died at a hospital. A spokesperson said the suspect had been asked to leave and an argument happened outside. That's when shots were fired. No one is in custody right now.
Shot and killed outside an Atlanta lounge. It is the latest incident and what's really becoming a deadly trend. CBS 46's Tori Cooper been following a lot of these stories. She's live outside Encore Hookah Bar and Bistro where a security guard was shot. This was after a fight, Tori.
Yeah, good afternoon, Karen. Actually, one of the staff members from inside the Encore Hookah Bar and Bistro just came outside to talk to me. He said he doesn't have a statement at this time to release in regards to the deadly shooting that took place last night, but he did tell me that the security guard that was working here, who was shot and killed, has only been working here for 2 years, and that only some of his family members know right now.
Dang. That sucks. And I know you guys heard earlier that they told the guy to leave, which we all know you can't tell a super gremlin to leave anywhere. Anywhere. Okay? You just can't do it. And if you do tell them to leave, you better be leaving shortly thereafter. Because you see this security guard, he probably wasn't armed, and it cost him his life. You know, it's sad, man. It's sad, but this is the game, man. This is the nightlife in Atlanta, and people aren't gonna really wake up until they wake up.
You're looking at a newly released picture of the suspect who police believe shot and killed a security guard who was working at the Encore Hookah Lounge early Wednesday morning.
There was some type of request for the individual suspect to leave the location, and subsequent to that, there was a physical altercation that ensued outside of the location in which shots were fired.
Police say the security guard was just 28 years old.
Upon arrival, officers did in fact locate an individual that had received at least one gunshot wound. That individual was transported to Grady Hospital where he did succumb to his injuries.
The lounge did not immediately respond for comment on Wednesday, but this is not the first time a deadly shooting took place outside the lounge. Family members of DeAndre Houston are still reeling after police say the 29-year-old was shot and killed outside the Encore Lounge last January.
Just last January, somebody was shot outside this same lounge. And maybe they should have upped their security after that. Maybe they just thought it was a one-off thing, but this is going to begin being a regular thing. Clubs, bars, lounges in Atlanta, I think, may understand the trend and get more exclusive, implementing dress codes and whatnot, but then they're going to be telling a lot more people to leave. So it's almost like a lose-lose situation. If you tell the super gremlin to leave, then they're going to come back and shoot the place up. So, you know, your hands are tied.
Detectives say when Houston left to go charge his phone in his car, these two men you see right here on surveillance video approached him and shot him outside the lounge.
You see those guys, Pooh Shiesty masks, and this was happening ever since the pandemic started. The Pooh Shiesty masks have How many bodies have the Pooh Shiesty mask really caught? For real. And dudes can just walk into convenience stores willy-nilly, walk around anywhere like nothing.
Two men you see right here on surveillance video approached him and shot him outside the lounge. Police are still looking for the killers, who they say were driving a stolen black Nissan that night a year ago.
Dang, still looking for him. It's OV. It's OV.
And now they're also still looking.
Look, they even got footage of these guys and they still can't identify them. That's crazy.
Looking for the man who they say took the life of the lounge's security guard.
So we're still in the early stages of the investigation. We recovered some ballistic evidence on scene. We're looking at some video, and we are speaking to some witnesses here on scene, but we are still in the early stages of investigation at this time.
Now, the staff member also told me that police were also on scene out here, and that was a very similar situation that we saw last Friday when I was reporting outside of the traffic lounge. Police were down the street when that shooting took place during that drive-by. But again, there is now a $2,000 reward that they are offering up to the community for anyone who has information that will help find the man who you just saw in our package there. But of course, we'll continue to monitor this, and we'll continue to push on the staff members as much as we can to get any more information. My colleague will be following this story as well, and hopefully we can get some additional surveillance from inside there and bring it to you right here. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta, I'm Tori Cooper, CBS 46 News.
The ceremony is Friday. Developing right now, police just identified a suspect accused of shooting and killing a security guard at a bar downtown. It is the latest case in a string of shootings outside Atlanta nightlife businesses just over the last 2 weeks. 11 Alive's Brittany Klein-Peter is live for us near the scene after just talking with police. What have you learned, Brittany?
So police say they do have a good idea of who the suspect is based on those surveillance photos taken near the Encore hookah bar and lounge. You can see that lounge right behind us here on Lucky Street in downtown Atlanta. But let's go to those photos first so you can see the suspect. The camera's capturing pretty clear images of the man's face. Police say they believe he's the one who fired the shots in the overnight shooting. That shooting happening just after midnight. Police say the 28-year-old guard asked the suspect to leave the club. They got into a fight outside the business, and that's when the security guard was shot and killed.
Upon arrival, officers did in fact locate an individual that had received at least one gunshot wound. That individual was transported to Grady Hospital, where he did succumb to his injuries.
And last night's shooting marks at least the 7th shooting to happen near an Atlanta strip club, restaurant, or bar over the last week. Earlier last week, city leaders pledged to stop the gun violence. Coming up tonight.
I don't think Andre is willing to. I don't think he's ready to handle this problem. I really don't. And shout out to Andre Dickens. I know he was doing a little bit of leg work, a little bit of footwork earlier this month, but I haven't seen him since. I haven't seen him since Grayson Matthews, so the little baby that got shot. So hopefully they can find some type of solution, but it's not looking bright.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car. I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.